what is up everyone? Welcome back to another Iron-Blooded Orphans review, and today is this right here, the high-grade Hekija. I never actually got around to doing an unboxing for this kit, but I did do a new kind of preview style video if you want to check that out and give me some opinions on that. But anyway, let's get right to this. So that right there is what the Hekija looks like right out of the box as a simple out-of-box build. This is definitely a kit that is rife with a lot of pros and cons. First off, I'll start with the pros, and this is definitely an awesome looking mobile suit. The design right here is so good that you'd almost forget that it's based on the Hyakuren combined with the Hyakuri. I really like the Hyakuri, and you can see the head right there is really similar to what we saw before. But a lot of the body here is based on the Hyakuren, which was a really bad design and a really bad high grade. Some aspects of that mobile suit still remain, but thankfully most of them are gone. And what we have definitely is a mix of the Hyakuri and the Hyakuren. It has the strength, the look of the strength of the Hyakuren, but then again it also has a kind of streamlined look like the Hyakuri. I feel like some aspects of this could be better, but the legs look amazing, the knee armor is slick. I have to admit I am a fan of the Jester shoes, but my favorite aspect has to be the head. It gives me some real Grey Fox vibes and it looks so cool. The boosters on the shoulder, they look awesome as well, but this is where you really see the color accuracy start to fall apart. The boosters in the back there should be in grey, they're not here, and the lack of color accuracy has to be the major con. So now that I'm onto the cons, I will mention that there is a whole ton of stickers on here. Way too many. And that leads into my major problem with this, and that has to be why this color scheme? In the first season of Iron-Blooded Orphans, we got a lot of militaristic, really awesome style colors. Simple and basic, like the greys and the Hyakuri, even the Hyakuren. The colors kind of suited. Not really the Hyakuri, because you wouldn't really need a tan kind of color in space. But right here makes no sense. Season 2 has a whole lot of really awkward color schemes that are wrecking the mobile suits. And this right here is pretty bad. The grey's okay, the khaki green is pretty alright, but then it gets to that kind of lighter green and then the yellow on top of that. There really isn't that fine of a line between the look that a military piece of hardware would have and a toy. And this one is totally on the side of that big, massive line on the toy side. So in the end, it is a really awesome design, but the color scheme really kills it. But again, I have to mention, I love that head. It looks so cool. Also, just in case you're curious, the way you get that sticker on the head there is actually quite intelligent. It isn't just one big strip that goes all the way around. If you pull off the face like this, you can see it's all one big sticker behind the front section. And that is smart. So there's the Hekija with everything that it comes with. So what we've got in here is the bayonet rifle. This is just made of two separate parts of plastic. In the manual, the blade as well as the central section of that is in a silver color. As you can see, that is not quite the case here, and we don't have any stickers in here for that either. Also, as you can see on the top section there, it has a little bit of a slot, exactly the same as the weapons for the Hyakuren, and that just inserts onto the back section of the skirting armor, just like this. Next up then we've got the Tobiguchi blade. Again, that has that exact same slot there as you can see, and this is all just one piece of plastic that's just cut off the runners. Alright, so moving on to articulation, there is the head all the way down, all the way up, side to side, not a whole lot, a bit blocked by that. The boosters on the shoulder are just kind of held on by the arm joint. That means when they're tucked in all the way, they're kind of fine, but when they're not, they can get really loose and kind of move around on you. A little bit annoying there. But anyway, the arms are just what you'd expect. This joint here obviously moves in and out like you've seen on so many things before. It's kind of interesting that you had to add on a kind of split sticker on here. If I was going to build this again, I wouldn't bother with that. Like really, it doesn't add much to it. I think the grey joint would be fine itself. Anyway, there is the bend at the elbow, not too bad. The wrist is what you'd expect. The blade tucks out like that, the rotating blade onto the hand. The hand is exactly what you would expect, or manipulator I should say. The arms do pop off quite easily like that. Nothing extreme, I just think it's part of being attached onto the joint section. I think it's just part of the thrusters being attached onto the joint section. Anyway, as for waist movement, we've got nothing to the front, a little bit to the back. That is completely Hyakuren garbage right there. Onto the waist unit then, and these are attached onto a ball joint there, so they just move up and down slightly. There's the leg all the way up to the front, all the way to the back. There goes that arm again. The rear skirting armor doesn't move, so that gets a little bit in the way to the back. So can it do the splits there, the legs all the way out? As you can see with the side skirting armor off, it probably can. Without it can't. I have to say I love this knee armor. It looks so cool. This grey and this green go together quite well. The yellow not so much. But anyway, there is the bend there. The inner joint not looking so hot. Of course there's rotation here as well. And And at the ankle there's the bend all the way down, all the way up. This is of course part of its assault form, so there's the booster at the bottom. This section can move up and down like that. And of course you got rotation there at the ankle as well as that pivot too. So again, the articulation here is absolutely fine, not too bad at all. So that is it for the review, and what can I say, this is a really substandard IBO kit. It's good, it's just not great, and I think there could have been a couple of things to make it so much better. Of course, the color scheme is touch and go. If you like it, you like it, but I'm gonna guess like most people you don't. It would have been much cooler looking in a more toned down, realistic looking color scheme that also would have gotten rid of the kind of need for all those stickers as well. Sometimes I really wonder what Bandai is doing when it's designing these kits that it ends up with all these stickers. They could have just like made it so much easier by designing a kit that doesn't need so much. I know that maybe to think of the anime first and the model kits after, but personally at this point I think it's the other way around. So basically at the end of the day, if you're going to paint this kit, then it doesn't matter. It's a really cool kit, definitely better than the Hyakuren, which was an absolute wreck. But when it comes to IBO kits, you can definitely get something better. So it's middle of the road, maybe a little bit lower than middle of the road. But if you like the style, go for it. If you don't, give it a pass. But anyway, as always, thank you very much for watching, and make sure to come back for more Gunpla reviews. See you next time.